Ken, how did we get first connected?
We got connected through Alan, and I don't remember exactly where in the process and when in the process we started getting in contact, but probably maybe like mid-February, I started getting a ton of calls from every mortgage lender possible. And I know Alan referred me to you, and we just started talking, and you've been great since, so.
Appreciate that. What surprised you about working with me specifically?
I think how receptive you were to my questions. I think I am pretty detailed and very curious about all the process. I don't know if that is something that every client has. I can imagine it would be very taxing if every client had that for every purchase. But yeah, no.
It's only what we do for a living. So,
yeah, absolutely.
There's never too many questions or anything like that. And I always like to preface that with every client, like, please ask as many questions as possible, because I'd rather you be able to feel at ease about the process, because we're going to get deep, personal, and I'm going to be asking for a lot of documents from you.
Yeah. And, to be frank, I wasn't sure about buying a home in the first place. I don't think a year ago I would have anticipated that. And so for me personally, if I was going to do it and I was going to take this financial investment and go into something which is the opposite of like this mindset of rent and like, hey, you don't have to deal with the headaches that I've had for so long. I was going to make sure to do it right and learn as much as possible just to make sure that it was like a good idea and it was a good investment. So
do you think you would have bought when you did if we didn't get connected?
I doubt it. I do think that I had a lot of concerns about the current market, and I needed somebody experienced to run through that information and this current situation that I think many home buyers and also home sellers are finding themselves in. And you've been great at answering. I mean, both of you have been great at answering, my questions. So as a first homeowner, like, fantastic. So
that's awesome. What part of the loan process surprised you the most?
For me, as a first-time buyer, definitely how involved every little detail is. I mean, even stuff like paying out student loans and paying somebody else to pay out the student loans because of debt to income. That stuff was kind of interesting to me because in my head, I've always said, like, clearly on paper, like, my income is fine. Everything is fine. Like, I could just pay this student loan now based off of, my profile, which I know it was a bit more maybe unique or tough. I don't know if you can validate that if you want, but definitely all the little intricacies that lenders require. It was way more involved and not as easy as I thought it was. It helps to have a great mortgage broker. I think that was definitely a really good decision. And besides that, I don't know how the average person might navigate this without somebody that they believe is on their side and in their best interest.